Hello everybody and welcome to the Oriental Beauty Valley MXGP of China at the Shanghai International Off-Road Circuit here in China. My name is Paul Malin, we are live for MXGP Race 1. If you're just joining us, it's a very hot, humid and blustery day here in China. We should have been destined for 2 days of action here, but because of the threat of the typhoon and the weather system in the local area, of course we have reverted back to a one-stop strategy, a one-day format that we became so accustomed to back in 2020. We had a free practice session, a time practice session, and we are getting ready for MXGP Race 1. 30 minutes plus 2 laps about to get underway here in China, where Tim Gajser leads Jorge Prado by 14 points, with Jeffrey Herlings losing ground last time out in Affion. He's now 39 behind the Spaniard and 53 off the lead of Gajser. And the way things have gone so far, you have to say now, maybe Jeffrey Herlings is out of the championship running, but you never know what can happen. This is MXGP, and we are in for one heck of a showdown in the final 2 rounds. Fantastic location for the Grand Prix. The last time we came here was 5 years ago in 2019. That's how close we are to the sea. It's about 3 kilometers from here, that harbour. But the dark clouds are starting to loom in here for this Oriental Beauty Valley MXGP of China. We just had a fantastic MX2 Race 1. Hopefully we get the same here in MXGP Race 2. And yeah, we're just moments away from that gate drop as it now starts to rain here. The circuit is really dry though at the moment. As you can see, it's very soft, it's very loamy. We are at sea level. It's 1,620 meters long, 1.007 miles long, but it's a heavy drag down that start straight. From the finish line there on the right-hand side, just as you rejoin the start line area, you turn left, and from there, turn 3 on the exit is the end of Sector 1. Sector 2 into the left-hander, bottom left corner of your screen, that's turn 8. A couple of corners later on the exit actually of that turn is the end of Sector 3, and then the Sector 4 ends on the finish line. Jeffrey Herlings was victorious here in MXGP in 2019. But a week ago in Turkey, Lotte van Drunen won the WMX Motocross World Championship for the first time. Here's
when I was training for the season during the winter, I was only thinking about I want to fight for the championship this year. I had the red plate already last year one time and I lost it immediately. But yeah, I know I have the speed, and yeah, coming into the last race now, yeah, as a championship leader with 17 points, I haven't had such a big lead yet this year.
Looking at Lotte's season, she's held the red plate since the 2nd round. She's very consistent. She's been winning overall. She's been winning races. And one thing about her is you very rarely see her making silly mistakes. She's just remained consistent. Yeah, well, obviously I've worked up since I was like, 5 years old up to this dream. And I think I'm ready, and I'm really excited to finally be at the point to maybe achieve it already at 17 years old. Is absolutely amazing.
the 401, the Queen of Sand, is a couple of 100 meters away from taking the FIM Women's Motocross World Championship. She knows it now. She's out of the final turn. Lotte van Drunen is the FIM World Champion 2024.
Well, we worked really hard for it, so it was something really special. And yeah, especially also with the family, you know, we really work together, and it's not me on my own.
Lotte van Drunen, you just picked up your first world title. You're the 2024 world champion. Emotional time, mate.
Yeah, I can't believe it. I'm still so young and we worked so hard for it, and how to do it already is something incredible. I want to give an insane thanks to my dad, because he's the man behind all this. And thanks to my mom, my brothers, my friends and family, my team, my trainers, everybody's supporting me. This is crazy. Oh, it was a long one. I took it really easy, also with the back markers, but yeah, we got it now. From red to gold.
But Lotte van Drunen departs Yamaha, arrived here with the championship leader's red plate. She will leave here with gold goggles and a gold plate. She is the 2024 FIM Women's Motocross World Champion.
How's it taste? It tastes like gold.
Congratulations to Lotte van Drunen on winning the 2024 FIM Women's Motocross World Championship 1 week ago. The youngest ever to do so as well. Well, here we are at the Oriental Beauty Valley MXGP of China in Shanghai. Lisa Leyland was down on the grid a few moments ago. She caught up with Jeremy Seewer. And before that, the number 7, we've not seen him in a while, but Todd Waters back in MXGP from Australia.
We are almost ready for MXGP Race 1, but I want to catch up with a rider who's definitely a blast from the past. It's Todd Waters from Raceline Husqvarna T-Dub Racing Team. Todd, we last saw you in 2018. You did a few years with us. You're back. You miss us, don't you?
I definitely do, Lisa. It's been great catching up with everybody. Friendly faces, and I guess the thing that kind of makes me stoked is everyone misses me. So it's yeah, it's nice to, you know, that I've made a bit of an impact in my short time racing for Ice One Racing. We had some good results, and yeah, man, I miss it. You know, our level's awful lot, but yeah, we race in Australia. We run a team, and got some children now, and Motorcycling Australia wanted me to come over here and race MXGP because you are coming to Australia for the first time in a very long time. So we're all excited. Our level, you know, I'm not at the front runners sort of pace, so I'm out here having fun, enjoying it. But I tell you what, it's hot.
It's scorched you. These are Todd's words, not mine. Todd, I just want to pick up on what you just said about us coming to Australia next year. MXGP is going to be in Darwin, first time since 2001. How important is it for the sport to have a GP in Australia?
Well, as you've seen, we're a very small country. We've got 26 million people, like a very large country, but small population. And we've made a bit of an impact coming over here with the Lawrences and, you know, Dean Ferris, myself, and other riders. So to give the young guys in Australia that taste and try and show that, you know, we've got some pace over in Australia. Hopefully we can get some more Aussies over in the World Championship.
Yeah. Todd, come back, we miss you.
Yeah, I just need to get faster.
Best of luck. Thank you. Time now to grab a few words with Jeremy Seewer before the rain comes, because I can start feeling it already. Jeremy, I know it seems like a long time ago, but let's speak about Turkey. So nice to see you again at the sharp end. You've got a race win, you've got a podium. Nice sense of motivation to finish these last 2 rounds.
Yeah, of course. You know, as I said last weekend, we never gave up, and we got that moto win. No GP win though, but yeah, competition is tough this year. But yeah, it's nice to, you know, make progress even in difficult times and show that I'm still there, and that I will be ready also for next year, even in different colors. But yeah, feels good, and now focus on this race, special one, special program, special weather. So let's see, you know.
Positive thinking. Like you mentioned, different colours next year. Congratulations, you signed a 2-year agreement with Ducati from 2025. Another sense of motivation and a really good, exciting project to be a part of going forward.
Yeah, of course, I'm looking forward to that. I mean, that's a brand with a lot of passion and history, and that factor alone is super special, you know. But now, like I said, focus on now, 2 GPs to go, and let's see what the weather does.
Best of luck for this race, Jeremy. Good luck to all the guys. I'm going to go and get an umbrella. It's time for MXGP Race 1.
Before we kick things off here earlier, before MX2 Race 1, of course, we had the opening ceremony just to burst this Oriental Beauty Valley MXGP of China into life. Speeches by all the delegates and organisers and everybody here this weekend, because it's the first time in 5 years that we've visited this racetrack here. The Shanghai International Off-Road Centre. Tell you what, you don't get firecrackers like that in Europe, do you? That's what all the smoke was that I could see out of my booth earlier on today. Just going back to that Lotte van Drunen report, that was episode 17 of our Behind the Gate. You can see that on our platform now. But all of our other episodes to that point are now on our YouTube channel, MXGP. And of course, yeah, fantastic job the team have been doing once again for Behind the Gate. So the sun is making an appearance again. So those dark rain clouds that were out at the end of MX2 Race 1 and during the pre-grid interviews with Lisa, hopefully she didn't get that umbrella, because it'd be nice if Mary Poppins came back to terra firma. Imagine that she would have got carried away. Here's what happened in the free practice into time practice session earlier on today then. So it was a 15-minute free practice to get to learn the track on this one-day format. followed by 20 minutes immediately, so the clock just reset itself. And of course, they would have had benchmark times from the MX2 session just slightly before that. Jorge Prado was one of the first to get himself on the leaderboard. The Red Bull Gas rider was in no mood for hanging around. No points, because it wasn't a Ram qualifying race. This is just for grid position this weekend. Jeffrey Herlings got himself in the mix as well, but the bullet eventually faded from 3rd to 5th. His best lap coming on lap 3 of the 9 that he completed. And that was quite a close time there as well. Him, Prado, Gajser all separated by not a lot early on. Febvre was in on the act as well. But Tim Gajser, he did go, 3 thousandths clear of Jorge Prado with a few minutes to go. And we didn't think it was going to be eclipsed until the final lap, when Jorge Prado did just that. And in the end, he went quickest by 0.047 seconds. He will go to the line on pole. And for Jorge Prado, 6 pole positions now. Let's take a look at the championship standings. 14 points separating Tim Gajser and Jorge Prado at the top of the championship. Jeffrey Herlings 39 further back, so he's 53 off the lead. Then we've got Jeremy Seewer, who is 66 clear of Romain Febvre. Those two possibly still fighting over a top 5 place. But if the gap is more than 60 points, as it is now 66, then of course Seewer will take 4th in the standings here this weekend. Vlaanderen is absent this weekend. Koldenhoff is just 5 points further back, and he will look to capitalise on that and move into 6th position. And then we've got Horgmo, Guillot and Bogas. Jeffrey Herlings, Jorge Prado. On what is a hot day now, they are in the shade because the backdrop, the podium with the digital LED screen that marks the whole back podium area and the branding and everything. Tim Gajser taking a few breaths. But it's hot, but they are in the shade. The sun is behind that building, if you like, coming from behind them, so they've still got a little bit of shade down there. Jorge Prado on pole for the 6th time in 2024. He goes to the line ahead of Tim Gajser, the top 2 in the championship, in reverse positions, going to the line 1st and 2nd ahead of MXGP Race 1. Romain Febvre goes to the line 3rd ahead of Jan Panzer. He did that a week ago in Turkey in the time practice session, but couldn't match it in the Ram qualifying race. But when the time practice session counted for grid position, Jan Panzer there again on that privateer, TEM JP253 KTM racing machine, edging out the factory Red Bull KTM of Jeffrey Herlings, who goes to the line in 5th place. The gates squeezed from the outsides on the left and the right, so bringing everybody together. 21 riders lining up for MXGP Race 1 here. 30 minutes plus 2 laps, which means Jorge Prado will go to the first available gate. And there you see it is about 8 or 9 gates, 9 or 10 gates over from the right-hand side. That is the view from above. Start straight has been prepped. It's heavy, loose, loamy dirt. So scoops required all the way around this racetrack here, and even if you didn't have that, if you had a hard pack kind of circuit elsewhere on the racetrack, the start straight alone might be incentive enough just to dig in and get a scoop just for that advantage. Tim Gajser heads into race 1, 14 points clear of Jorge Prado. Will he be appreciative of the fact there was no Ram qualifying race this weekend where Prado could have gained ground? Because coming into this weekend, had Prado won all 6 remaining races throughout the season and Gajser second in all remaining races, we would have had a tie for the championship at the end of the final round, and Prado would get it on race wins. But if you have that same scenario from the remaining 5 races now, Prado win every race and Gajser second, Gajser can win the championship by a point. Of course, there will be other factors at play. Herlings, Seewer, Febvre, Koldenhoff, who was a race winner here in 2019. The Fly Racing 15-second board up for the first time here then. 30 minutes plus 2, MXGP Race 1. About 80 metres down into that first turn. The gates to the right-hand side are more favoured because they are more straight in line with that first turn. The gates to the left of the box, the right as we look down, point a little bit further away. Good reaction there for Prado, and he leaves Gajser in his wake as Seewer tries to lean on the Spaniard. And Jeremy Seewer rounds out the first turn, and he hits the foxhole shot line for the 6th time this year. Riders down though in the first turn, and Gajser I think was one of them. and Guadagnini the other. So the championship leader has the championship just swung in favour of Jorge Prado. A massive second corner that at the expense of the championship for Tim Gajser. He will get the putboard at the end of this first lap, will Jorge Prado, who is in third place. And it will say Gajser down in P, wherever he is. But it's Fernandez who leads, Siwa second, Prado third, Koldenhoff in fourth place. Febvre alongside him. But what a twist in the tail of this 2024 season. Gajser is going to have to dig very, very deep. He went down on his right side at the end of the time practice session. We didn't see it, but he wasn't able to capitalise on the lap time that Jorge Prado put in to go pole. As we said, other factors will come into play. Could be the weather, could be first turn crashes, could be other riders getting involved. A lot of unknowns. It is not done yet though. We're still in the very, very early stages. We're on the opening lap here, and we won't have an official first lap until we hit the line twice, finish line to finish line. But it's Fernandez who leads, Siwa second, Prado third, Febvre in fourth. And if Prado did get the board to say that Gajser is down at the back in around about 15th, 16th place, guess what? It won't take long for him to reset, pull the trigger, and try and make hay while the sun does shine here. Watch this here. This was an explosive start to MXGP Race 1. Gajser just caught the rear wheel there of Koldenhoff as he went, A over T, over the bars, and this is what it looked like from above. Just too close to the rear wheel. And I tell you what, did he even snag the rear wheel of Koldenhoff with a body part there? As Guadagnini went straight on as well. He picks himself up, but he's right at the back. Whoa. Game on. Remember the points gap, 14 points. If Jorge Prado wins this race, Gajser needs to get to 7th place, which is 14th, to be all square going into race 2. That's the kind of maths we're dealing with. That's how fine these margins are. Gajser at the moment in 14th place, that's 7 points. They are separated. In fact, we'll do the maths in a minute. Do the maths in a minute, because over the line it's showing here Prado on 9.16, Gajser on 9.15. Prado the new leader, of course, of the championship as it stands right now, but Gajser's going to be making progress. He's up in the 14th place. Because obviously Jorge Prado buried it in 3rd position at the moment. He needs to capitalise with 5 extra points going from 3rd to 1st if he can. Ruben Fernandez, fastest lap on that opening lap, a 1:41.170. We expect that to come down. There's Gajser, bottom of the screen, just behind the 7 of Todd Waters. He is in 14th place, 13th place as he tries to find his way, and he does get around the outside of the Australian. He's got to keep a cool, calm head, has Tim Gajser. Having to dig in, there will be concerned looks on the faces. No wonder their backs are turned to us, not only because they're watching the racing, they probably don't want to be seen. But Gajser down the back straight. Did he just find his way past Bogas? I think he did. So if that's the case, Gajser's now going to be up in the 12th position. Up at the sharp end though, here is the battle for the lead. Fernandez, Siwa, Prado, your top 3. Doesn't have time to look across it. The board signal at pit lane, Jorge Prado, but he knows as long as he's where he is and he can't see Tim Gajser, he knows he's in a good position. And Prado in and out of the turn early, sweeps across the outside of Jeremy Siwa, moves into 2nd position. Another couple of points for the championship in favour of Jorge Prado. Clear track ahead of him. Ruben Fernandez on the horizon. Gajser up into 12th place and he's down again. Tim Gajser with Bonacorsi this time. He was fighting for 11th. It is going from bad to worse at the moment. We said he needed to keep a cool head. Breathe, Tim. That will be the message from pit crew as he hits, goes past pit line next time around, surely. But getting into another altercation. The first time he got too close to Glenn Koldenoff heading into turn 2 on the opening lap, which sent him right to the back of the pack. He's gone down again, this time with Andrea Bonacorsi. Tries to get up the inside here, tags the front wheel. Bonacorsi goes down, Gajser goes down. There was no need to rush in there like that, but yes, there was a sense of urgency. But it's done more harm than good for Gajser. Gajser now circulating in 15th place. Prado getting closer to Fernandez. Nothing in it as they hit the line. Prado, the fastest rider on track, half a second between him and the lead HRC rider in this first race. On the number 70, Ruben Fernandez of Spain. See, we're there in the background in third. Both Kawasaki Racing Team MXGP boys. Line astern, third and fourth, separated by about a second. There they are, bottom right corner of the screen. Koldenoff is next in 5th place on his 230th Grand Prix appearance. Herlings behind him in 6th. That's a kind of deja vu, heading back 5 years, because it was Koldenoff who won race 1 from Herlings here in China. Siwa jumping long over the triple. That may have just opened the door for Febvre to get through, but he wasn't close enough. And Herlings not close enough to do anything about the Hoff at the moment. Gajser up to 14. It's a slow, painful process at the moment. Prado, your new championship leader, if you put the flag out now, by a point over Tim Gajser. What a dramatic start we've had to this first MXGP race. Herlings looks to cut down early. Couldn't do that. That corner very, very similar to the far left-hander, bottom end of the circuit in Galicia, where he executed so perfectly earlier on in the championship campaign. Koldenoff knows that Herlings is there as well. And Herlings gets around the outside. He's got to go the long way round here, but he does make the pass stick. Herlings up into 5th place. The battle for the lead. Fernandez still hanging on. He is going to be a crucial wingman to his teammate Tim Gajser if he can hold up Jorge Prado here for as long as possible. Bring in the 2 Kawasaki's onto the rear end here. Hopefully get them involved as well. But you sense the urgency from Jorge Prado, looking for different lines, getting the power down. He is working the track left and right, trying to find his way past to make that move happen. And he is cutting to the inside again at the end of the straight. Not quite. And you know what? Did he catch the rear wheel there of Fernandez? I think he might have, you know, because he went to turn left and then mid-corner he went right. And that has brought the Kawasaki's back into play. That is the last thing that Prado needs. Gajser still down in 14th position. You know what, Febvre, if he finds his way back, he'll go outside, inside, cut back beneath his teammate here. Can't make it happen there. But he looks up, sees Prado and Fernandez, doesn't want them to get too far away. Romain Febvre. He was very, very quick in the time practice session, but just got pipped by Prado and Gajser in the latter stages. And Prado just losing ground to his fellow countrymen at the moment. Febvre looking to cut down the inside, keeps the wheels on the ground nice and neatly there, but Siwa went for distance to keep his Kawasaki ahead of his teammates. 5 laps complete, 2.3 seconds separate the first 4. Fernandez, Prado, Siwa and Febvre, who is looking to go even tighter through turn 1 to find his way past his teammate. Siwa tried to be cute there, but it's just cost him some time. And Febvre looking to out-drag him, and he does. He moves into 3rd position. And Wave Jello's back marker down there. Siwa triples his way in. You see how heavy the landing is there. Febvre hanging on here. Just about to that 3rd place. Now he looks settled. Right, here's Prado. There's Febvre. Febvre will hang around no longer, and he'll waste no time trying to close his way down on the Red Bull gas if he can. Of course, he wants to win a Grand Prix. He wants race wins, Grand Prix victories. Here's Tim Gajser. He's now up in the 12th place. He now has a 1-point lead at the top of the championship. He is on 9.19. Prado on 9.18. Oh, he's going to have to dig deep, isn't he? 18.5 minutes plus 2 to go, though. Seems like there's been so much action in the first 12 minutes or so. And a lot of it has involved this man right here. A weekend when you can't afford to lose points heading into the final round in Spain, and all of a sudden he finds himself down at the deck in turn 1, down on the deck in turn 2 a couple of laps later. But as we focus on Tim Gajser here, he's about 1.5 seconds behind Mattia Guadagnini, who also fell in turn 2 on the opening lap. Lisa Leyland is down in the pit lane getting ready to talk to Roger Shenton, the technical guy. Let's go and have a word.
Roger, tense moments for the team. We see Tim Gajser go down not once but twice. He's putting himself under pressure. Is he okay?
Yeah, he's got to dig deep now and just try to get through the field as quickly as possible. Try and salvage some points. Yeah, of course it's not the way we want it to go, but I think these things happen, and yeah, let's see how he can do. And Ruben's up the top there, pushing like crazy, so yeah, we're quite happy with that. P1.
We saw Tim fall in time practice, maybe on his right shoulder. Any injury there? Is he feeling that perhaps?
No, he's fine.
Okay.
He's fine. No problem at all.
And just quickly, you mentioned Ruben at the sharp end. He's leading, holding Prado up. He's been a good wingman at this stage, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's quite happy to be the team player on that one for us.
Okay. Best of luck to the team. Thank you, Roger.
So confirmation there then that there was no damage when he fell in time practice. We didn't see the crash, but this is the start of the race. Watch this here. He just got into the rear wheel of Koldenhoff over the bars, and then quite brutal when he come into land. Watch this here. And then, there, 2 jolts. 1 as he went over the bars, and then 2 when he came into land. And then further out, and then same corner, a couple of laps later, down the inside of Bonacorsi. Gajser down again, just as he was making inroads. Not the first rider to tag Bonacorsi after first lap 4. Remember, Gajser, Herlings did the same, didn't he, in Lockett? Great battle this, though, between Jorge Prado and Romain Febvre. Febvre found his way up the inside through turn 1. Prado responding, and this is what I mean about how other riders can get involved who don't absolutely give 2 tosses about what's going on at the sharp end of the championship. And Romain Febvre, just that typical French flair, just like, nah, I don't care. And this is a battle that Jorge Prado doesn't need as well. He doesn't need to get involved, but he does need as many championship points, so he's got no choice. And a frustrated Prado at the moment, wrestling with Romain Febvre, who is trying to rattle the cage of the Spaniard, who does find his way back into second ever so momentarily. But Febvre has showed his cards, and he goes by again, moves back into second position. Fantastic tussle this between the 2 world champions. What a lap 8 this has been so far. If you're a neutral, a nightmare for Jorge Prado, because he had those 2 extra points in his back pocket. Febvre has just come in and swallowed them up, handed them over the fence to Tim Gajser. But Romain Febvre, relishing the conditions here in China. Gajser still about a second behind Guadagnini, so whether that first crash that Gajser had has had some implications, because we got word from Roger Shenton, no problems after the tip over in time practice, which saw him on his right side. But Fernandez now 8/10 clear of Romain Febvre, who's homing in on the HRC man. Prado there in third after getting passed by Febvre a moment ago. Seewer about a second further back, less than that in fact, and Herlings about 3.5 seconds adrift in fifth position. Koldenhoff, Renault, Panzer, Gio, Horgmo rounding out your top 10. Gajser still can't find his way past Guadagnini. So there's obviously obvious questions there, because he's not making his way forward. Here's Seewer now trying to rattle the cage of Prado, whose concentration has just waned ever so slightly. He was in good, confident mood, going from third to second, closing in on Fernandez until he maybe clipped the rear wheel of the Spaniard. And on the entry into turn 3 from the drone cam, I think we saw it, where he went to turn left and he pitched off to the right. So he just needs to regroup and settle down himself, doesn't he? Can't afford any more points lost here, not to Seewer. But what a showdown we have got in the final 2 rounds here. We've got Spain to come in 2 weeks' time. Castilla-La Mancha in Kozar, about 3.5 hours south of Madrid. Nine laps complete for Ruben Fernandez. Febvre 1.2 seconds further back. Prado being urged on. He is 1.9 seconds now behind Febvre as he deals with Fevre's teammate, Jeremy Seewer. Renault is up into 6th. He's bound his way past the Hoff. So Renault on the charge. As the battle intensifies at the sharp end here between Fernandez and Febvre. Well, he's doing his bit, isn't he, Ruben Fernandez? Keeping Gajser's main rival behind him. He prevented a pass which would have given Prado 3 points. And whilst all that was happening, Febvre came along, snuck by the Spaniard to gain another couple. But if he settles himself down, he can find his way back onto the rear wheel of the Frenchman. Jorge Prado could, and then go back after Fernandez. But well, I tell you what, 12 minutes plus 2 laps. This is a fantastic ride for Ruben Fernandez at the moment. Fernandez, 27th in the championship, just his third Grand Prix back in action. Has had 2 9th place finishes. Race 2 in Switzerland, race 1 in Turkey a week ago. But holding on to the lead. Oh, he just runs in too deep there. He was unsure of himself. That allowed Febvre just to close down ever so slightly. Gajser still struggling with Guadagnini. Half a second between those two, but Gajser still in 12th place. Something is not right, surely, with the Slovenian. Speculative, of course. Prado 1.4 behind Febvre. He is working his way back into contention, because Fernandez may be just starting to hold up the train here a little bit. Febvre sensing the urgency to move his way past the number 70. Oh, neat turn there for the Frenchman. In and out early. Carves his way up the inside of Fernandez. Takes over the lead on lap 11. How long before Prado finds his way past the 70 and into second to gain back another 2 crucial points. 3 points in it at the moment. Gajser leads the championship on 9.19. Prado on 9.16. But Gajser losing contact with Guadagnini at the moment. Ferrato 8 seconds further back. Right, Prado, second wind in this race. Eases onto the rear wheel of Ruben Fernandez. This time around, takes an inside line, can't make a pass there as it kinks left. Another sort of left-right into the penultimate corner. the drag down into the final turn here. Both riders taking the low option on the run into that final turn. And Fernandez will now know that it's Prado behind him, possibly. Working our way towards the end of lap 11. Romain Febvre, your new leader. Prado tries to get up the inside and lean on Fernandez, and that's exactly what he does. Same move as he did to Siwa earlier on in the race. Prado now second. Oh, I tell you what, Fernandez straight back up the inside, takes it back away again, almost immediately. Oh, and then he comes up short. And Prado does go by this time around. Can't afford to hang around though, because Siwa could find his way into third. Watch this here. This was Romain Febvre, outside, inside, up the inside of Fernandez. An easy pass, that was absolutely silk as. And then as he came up short there, he'd already came back at Prado, but that was the mistake that Prado needed to make that pass happen. Febvre's lead, 2.3 seconds now on this 12th lap. Can Fernandez hang on in third, or will Siwa try and sneak by into that top three? Prado just settling himself there into that right turn. Herlings is closing in all of a sudden. Here he is. Welcome to the party, Bullet. Less than a second between him and Siwa. And he's not out of the job yet either, is he? Because these riders, they know what's going on. They see what's ahead. They hit these jumps, they look across, and they go, all right, there's a great battle involving Fernandez, Prado, and Febvre. And all of a sudden, Febvre's in the lead, and Prado's back in third. And Herlings wants in on the act. He's up the inside here of Siwa. He's going to try and charge his way down into turn one. It's not going to happen there. But Fernandez just ahead of him, and then Prado just a couple seconds further around the track, maybe. And Herlings does get up the inside of Jeremy Siwa, and he'll have the commanding line into turn three as well. The Bullet up into fourth place. And just looking down at the leaderboard, Gajser has dropped down as well. He's down into 15th place. So there are obvious issues here now for Tim Gajser at the sharp end. Herlings moving up into fourth, challenging Fernandez for third. Looking to find his way past at the end of the waves. Fernandez going defensive. Herlings goes around the outside. But Herlings will cut back to the inside here, surely. And Gajser is out. He's got an issue with the bike, and that was damage from the crash, possibly either involving Bonacorsi or what happened at turn two. Is that a foot peg problem? Oh, I tell you what, that is going to be costly. Because as it stands right now, he will still score points, but how many? Or maybe he won't, you know, because he goes back out. They're telling him to go back out, right around the issue. And it was a foot peg issue that they were looking at down there in pit lane. But so there was an obvious problem. And Herlings at the end of lap 13 here launches up the inside and into third place with that move on Fernandez. And Siwa sneaks up the inside as well. But there'll be comeback here from the 17th. Of course there will be. So Tim Gajser came into pit lane, went back out. He's now down in 17th place. That's going to be 4 points for him. And Prado will be your new championship leader. As he sits there in second position, he's going to be on 9.18. Gajser on 9.14. And Gajser just having to ride around as best as he can. Does he even have a foot peg at all, or has he just got like a bit of a stub? So Fernandez tried with all his might to keep the rest of the pack behind him to try and help out his teammate. But he's just starting to unravel here. He goes defensive, he knows that Siwa is there. Siwa tries to get back by him. But again, Fernandez being very, very stubborn. But you know what? He's not wasted any time, has he? Getting up to speed. Ruben Fernandez. The race fitness might be lacking a little bit. Renault closing in as well in 6th position on the 959. Heavy as they go down past pit lane. 14 laps complete. Here is Renault. Knocking on the door. Just behind the rider in green there, the number 91, Jeremy Siwa. Maxim Renault's got himself back into contention. Tries to slip up the inside of the Swiss. Oh, they both triple in. I didn't think that Siwa was going to try it, but he could tell by the speed of Fernandez that, well, if you're going for it, I'm definitely in on the triple. Fernandez comes back immediately, though. Tries to keep him to the outside and does so successfully. This for 4th position. Untidy there, and that's cost him time. Siwa. Renault looking to close in. Talked about circumstances coming into play, whether it was first turn crashes or other riders or weather, the elements, all those kind of things, or technical issues. And this was, I was talking about Jeffrey Herlings in the time practice session earlier today, saying, you know what, the record has been exemplary from both Team HRC and Red Bull Gas. No DNFs apart from the second race crash where Prado had to retire from the race in Maggiora because of an injured leg. Gajser having to circulate. Look at the foot peg, it's bent down. He can't put any pressure on that without the foot slipping off. This is the team there just trying to do what they can, but there's nothing they can do down there. They're trying their best just to try and turn things around. Look, even if to wake it like that, but then it's a smooth surface on top. Oh, Renault's been down. Possibly challenging Siwa. Koldenhoff goes by. Koldenhoff now up into 6th. Yeah, he got it. He made the pass happen, but oh, he just folded the front, went down all by himself. Did the hard part. So Maxim Renault picks himself back up in 7th. About 2.5 seconds clear of Jan Panzer. That was him there, the flash of orange. Albi Ferrato is up into 11th. He's moved by Guillaume. But a frustrated Slovenian, Tim Gajser, probably knows he's got the pace. He knows he's got the fitness. But at the moment, he does not have the championship lead heading into race 2 because Jorge Prado 4 points clear as it stands right now with just over a minute plus 2 laps to go in this first MXGP race here in China. Febvre running away with the Ferries at the moment. He's 5.2 seconds down the road with Prado in 2nd. And it looks like Prado has just backed things off a little bit. He was a 1.5 seconds slower than the Frenchman last time around. And that'll come from smart riding, knowing exactly what the situation is. Knowing that Gajser, according to his pit crew, down in 15th, 16th, 17th position. It's 17th as it is right now. Still yet to hit the line at the end of lap 15. Tim Gajser. Jeremy Siwa then confirmed as the Fox Holeshot winner, his 6th of the season. Right at the start of the race, and then it all went wrong from there, didn't it, for Tim Gajser as he connected the rear wheel of Glenn Koldenhoff. He went down, had a bit of a jolt as he went over the bars. He had a jolt when he came into land. Picked himself up, but there was obviously carnage and a problem. It's a left foot peg, wasn't it? So either in that impact or a couple of laps later when he got involved with Bonacorsi. A sorry sight there for Tim Gajser, circulating as Prado goes by. Prado will now know that he's lapped Tim Gajser in the race. If he finishes where he is, it's going to be 17th. It's going to be 4 vital. But how vital are those 4 World Championship points? Well, at the moment, they're keeping him in the hunt to the tune of 4 points as it stands with 3 laps to go. Romain Febvre over the line with 2 to go. The gap between him and Prado now 6 seconds. Jorge Prado saving himself for race 2 because you don't know what might be in store. Obviously it's hot and humid here. He can just back it off here, save himself a little bit of energy. He's got a gap of about 4 seconds over Jeffrey Herlings, which might be just too big for the bullet to bridge with 2 to go. The Hoff has found his way into 5th place. So he's on the charge. He's moved past Jeremy Seewer. And Renault closing back in again. So Glenn Coldleft up into 5th place. And Seewer under attack as Maxime Renault inches closer and goes by the Swiss. Maxime Renault now up into 6th place. Once again. Well, you've got to feel, even if you're a neutral, you've got to feel for Tim Gajser and Team HRC. So consistent all season long. Just that, those 2 crashes, one of them causing an issue with that left foot peg that's making it almost impossible for Tim Gajser to ride around. I say almost because that's all he is doing. That's all he's capable of doing, is just riding around here. But it is enough to be salvaging 4 championship points as it stands right now. He will lose his championship lead in the process, but heading into race 2, the positives. You've got an in-form Romain Febvre. Gajser will be asking himself, can I challenge him? Can I beat Febvre? Can Febvre finish 2nd? Will Prado not have anything for us? Will I be able to sneak something back and leave here with the championship leader's red plate? Because that is going to be a vital situation heading into Spain. Because Tim Gajser has held the red plate since Italy, round 10. Romain Febvre, he's just looking around, wondering where everybody is, just thinking, well, this is probably going to be the easiest race victory I'm going to have all season long. Did everything right though, got a good start, put up a fight early on. Got to the front with passes on Jeremy Seewer for 3rd on lap 6. Jorge Prado for 2nd a couple of laps later. And then Ruben Fernandez on lap 11. Seewer under pressure here now from Guadagnini. So I can only assume that Jeremy Seewer possibly just feeling the heat a little bit here as Guadagnini moves up into 9th. Albi Ferrato just behind them in 11th place, but he's 23 seconds further back, so Seewer should be safe there in that 10th place now. But Romain Febvre, he rounds out the final turn, he goes past pit lane, he wins race 1 here, his 48th career race victory, and Romain Febvre takes a huge sigh of relief because that is his first race win since race 1 Trentino at round 4. Jorge Prado crosses the line in 2nd, and he will be all smiles as he goes to his team and they say, you are the new championship leader heading into race 2. Herlings 3rd, Fernandez 4th, Coldenhoff, Renault, Horgmo, Panzer, Guadagnini and Seewer rounding out the top 10. Tim Gajser still circulating. There is nothing he can do. They were able to turn the foot peg over, it looked like, but he was on the side certainly. But shiny side up, you've got no grip then, you can't do anything, you can't push, you can't land off of jumps, you just can't take the risk without the boot sliding off of the peg. But he is philosophical, he will take a breath. He's got cool, calm-headed people around him. They will be giving him all of the correct advice heading into race 2, and they will look at it and say, you're only 4 points behind. Yes, you'd rather be ahead at this stage. But for both Jorge Prado and Tim Gajser, we are on an absolute knife edge. And we are still no closer to finding out who will be crowned world champion in 2024 with 3 races to go. Out of the final corner, a dejected, a disappointed, but Tim Gajser, never say never, has continued to push on for 4 World Championship points. He will ride back to the team. There is nothing that could be done about it, but we'll see him in race 2. But here is a very happy Romain Febvre with Lisa Leyland.
Romain Febvre, you just got your first race win since round 4 in Trentino. It looked like you embraced the conditions out there, but how was it from your seat?
Yeah, it was good. I was faster, clearly, of everyone, but had a medium start. Came back strong, make some good pass, I push to make a lead. I was riding good, but it's really tough out there. Humidity, it's reaching the top. But yeah, anyway, happy to get the win, and Moto2 will be in short time and hot condition as well, so hopefully to do the best.
Good luck for the second race.
Not surprising, the riders feeling the humidity here. But Romain Febvre dealing with the conditions better than anybody else. Has he spent himself though? Ahead of race 2, he will try and grab an ice bath. He will try and take on fluids and some energy and get himself back in tip-top shape ahead of race 2 as he looks to make it a Grand Prix victory for the first time in 2024. Romain Febvre, your winner from race 1. Wow, talk about explosive. Should we take a look at the highlights from MXGP race 1? There was a lot to digest, a lot to talk about. The wind picking up once again around the Shanghai race circuit here. Watch what happens here. Jeremy Seewer from close to the box, to the left of the box. As we look down, he swept across everybody else. He crossed the Fox hole shot line for the 6th time this year. But Tim Gajser just got a little too close to Glenn Koldenhoff as we got into turn 2. He went over the bars and came down with an almighty thud. It would get worse for him as well. He picked himself right up at the back. Fernandez quickly into the lead though with that move on Seewer. Prado was there in 3rd and he knew he had to capitalise because Gajser was behind him. That's exactly what he did. He found his way into 2nd on lap 3 with that move on Seewer. And then it got worse for Gajser. Is that where he had that problem with the foot peg after coming together with Bonacorsi? He went from 12th to 15th. Febvre got the better of Prado to move into 2nd on lap 8. And then he went after Ruben Fernandez to take over the lead 3 laps later. And from there, he ended up in a different zip code. 6 seconds clear almost by the time he hit the checkered flag. A battle back and forth between Prado and Fernandez. Eventually, Prado got the better to move into that 2nd as Herlings found 2nd win late on in the race. He moved past Jeremy Seewer. Tim Gajser then came in. We questioned. There must have been a problem. Was there some kind of issue after 1 or 2 of those crashes? He came in, he went back out, battled on bravely for 17th as Herlings continued to push on. This move on Ruben Fernandez got him into 4th on lap 13, but no one a match for Romain Febvre. 5.7 seconds clear of Prado, Herlings, Fernandez and Koldenhoff rounding out the top 5. Tim Gajser was 17th. Let's take a look at the championship standings then in a moment, but let's do the result first of the race. A big result for Romain Febvre. picking up the victory in race 1 from Jorge Prado. How important were those 3 points in the championship between first and second as well, with Prado there in second. Herlings third, Fernandez, Koldenhoff, Renault, Horgmo and Panzer. Good ride for the other Slovenian. Guadagnini 9, Siwa 10, and then Ferrato, Bonacorsi, Gio, Bogus, Brumman, Gibbs. And on page 3, Tim Gajser in 17th place, just 4 championship points. Take a look at the championship then. Jorge Prado, your new championship leader after race 1. Tim Gajser goes from 14 points clear to 4 points down. Herlings gains points on Gajser now as he goes to 37 points down off of second position. Herlings still in the fight, but it's Prado who leads. Jeremy Siwa with his 6th foxhole shot of the campaign. He started to fade in the latter stages of the race to 10th place. Not the only one though, putting on a brave face there. Jeremy Siwa, it is hot, it's humid. It's been a tough, brutal challenge, that first race. Even with that wind, it's a hot, humid wind here in Shanghai. Prado has already won the foxhole shot classification for the year. But what a first race we had here. Take a look at the best moments though, shall we? Oh, tell you what a race it was. Romain Febvre wins race 1. Join us in 2 minutes. We return immediately. No 1 hour break. We're straight into MX2 race 2. We'll see you in a moment.